Alright, so we're back at it again, you guys. So one of my earliest videos on this channel was on the Callisto Protocol, and this is a game that I've steadily been keeping up with in terms of the news here. And just recently from Game Informer, some new screenshots and also like the developers kind of diving into more information about the game has surfaced, and that's one of the things that kind of kickstarted this channel for me in general. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Callisto Protocol coming out here, and I figured I would share with you guys the news that we've had thus far, because in my previous video on this game, which still isn't out yet but is coming out soon, I just took a look at some of the screenshots here. Now in this video, since the screenshots that are shown or that are available on the internet are behind a paid subscription wall, I don't necessarily feel comfortable sharing them just in fear of kind of dinging my channel here. So I'll do my best instead to kind of describe what's going on here, and you can use whatever source that your imagination can come up with to kind of piece together what I'm saying here. So I do apologize for that if you came for the screenshots. It's just, you know, I'd rather play it safe and not get any strikes. But anyways, there's been a couple screenshots here that have been shared with us, and it's very interesting because there's also some more information kind of given in terms of the game in itself, which I want to cover just first of all. So according to the developers, there's going to be both melee and ranged combat into the game. We haven't seen any gameplay yet, which I was hoping more so than screenshots, because yeah, a picture says 1,000 words, but a gameplay literally says if I'm going to buy the game or not. And we're also introduced to what the monster's terminology is called, which is basically biophages. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that is what they're called. So we do kind of have a name to put towards the probably horrible faces that we're going to see here. The main character is also named Jacob, very kind of plain name, but once again, we don't care about his name. We care about the gameplay, and he also has a skill called GRP, which can kind of pull things to him, which is very similar to Dead Space, which obviously makes sense here, but I'm just hoping that they can kind of incorporate this in a much more engaging or just a different way than Dead Space, because we already have a Dead Space remake. Like, Dead Space fills the slot that it fills. I want the Callisto Protocol to fill a different slot, even though it's within the same genre, if that makes any sense here. And then focusing more so on the screenshots, like in one of the screenshots we see this very weird monster that has like a whole bunch of eyes around it, and its mouth is open and it looks absolutely disgusting. This is pure speculation, of course. Maybe this monster is a common enemy. If not, it could be a boss. It looks like it was once a man at some point in time. So it's kind of unknown whether this enemy is going to be plentiful or if it is indeed a boss. I just honestly predict that it's not. Maybe it's just a crew member or somebody that kind of, you know, got exposed to things and just mutated here. And then moving on to the next screenshot, we have a picture of a biophagus here, also with Jacob, I'm assuming, in the foreground here. And this biophagus has two heads on him, and they kind of split apart, but he has this super big mouth, and it looks like we're about to encounter him. And it says maintenance F4, so I'm assuming that says floor 4 in the background here, so I don't know how many floors the facility has, but we'll definitely find out. And I mean, there's not really much to say about this other than us engaging with this creature in itself. And obviously, like, part of his body is just like abnormally large, and the other things look kind of a little bit smaller on him, so there's obviously some type of mutation going on here. And then in another screenshot, we do get a closer kind of look up to this character here, where we can just see his nasty, disgusting little mouth. And it's something that I just want to blast to pieces, man, because you're probably very, very disgusting. You probably stink, and no one wants to deal with you. No one, not even your own mother. And then another screenshot worth mentioning too is we have a picture of Jacob kind of, I guess, surrounded by the biophagus, and he has like a broken off sword in his hand. Maybe it's his melee weapon, or maybe we're able to kind of pick up weapons as we progress through the game, but he's just surrounded by these guys, and it looks very icy where he's at. So hopefully there's kind of different weather environments in the game. We'll definitely have to see. I mean, the sky is a limit here, but it looks like things are kind of gearing up here. And then in a following screenshot here, we also can take a deeper look at Jacob and himself, where he has his helmet off here. He looks like he's a very clean-cut guy. Maybe he has a little bit of hair on the top, but it looks like he has gotten a nice haircut before his trip over here. He's rocking a beard, and he's like slashing one of the biophagus, putting some mercy down on him. And we get a little bit closer look at his sword as well, which is interesting. Like, is the sword going to be upgradable? Is the armor going to be upgradable? Are there going to be different kits and stuff that kind of, you know, customize him in a way that may suit a player who's more towards melee, or, you know, kind of suit a player that's more towards using long-range weapons? I'm very interested to see how that goes, but this is probably kind of more so like a starting area, or kind of, you know, not too much into the game, which I think is very important, because a lot of games, unfortunately, especially with trailers alone, can spoil a lot for you, and especially with screenshots, it can just be bad news bears. And then on the last one, we see like a whole bunch of men hanging in this like orange looking warehouse. So presumably something happened here which caused these people either to kind of, you know, do what they had to do, or maybe there's something here that forced these people to do this, so maybe they can eat off them, or who knows, maybe these people are dead so they can be kind of augmented or change and become the biophagus. Only time will tell here. And overall, this video is just to be fun here. You know, I'm not trying to clickbait anyone, but I'm not trying to basically put out something that I don't have any ownership of. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I just wanted to share with what I have so far in the game, because these photos aren't officially released, so I don't officially want to show it to you guys, but I figured I would still show you guys that I'm well engaged with the game. I've been keeping up with the news since day one, and I'm definitely looking forward to actual gameplay on the channel, and hopefully in the future too, doing some more Callisto Protocol content in general.